Welcome to the Whiskey Vault.
I'm Rex.
I'm Daniel.
He's a level 3 whiskey sommelier. I'm an indeterminate level of whiskey mooch.
That's right, and we're tasting some whiskey.
I'm gonna blind taste this, do my best guess based on what's in the glass to see if I can figure out what it is here.
And I'm also gonna blind taste this based on all of the notes I took, the research I did in the time I tasted it before.
Totally blind.
Totally blind.
Ooh.
This will be a little confusing to you, I think.
No, you haven't given me an easy one yet.
Yeah.
It's just been nothing but curveballs.
Probably never heard of this one before. No, the goal is not for you to name the whiskey. The goal is for you to correctly identify all the flavor profiles.
That's fine, but my personal goal, if at some day, at some point, at some time, amongst literally
2,000 plus.
Is it 2,000 plus?
It's more than 2,000, yeah.
At this point, it's more than 2,000?
Yeah, it's closer to 2,300.
Okay. For me to be able to pinpoint, based on nothing else than the shape of the bottle, including neck shaft, and what's in this glass, to pick out the whiskey, that would be amazing. This is an Irish. Am I right?
So, no, you're not.
You.
It's but there's a reason that you got led down that road.
It's the buttery note.
Because it is buttery and it is bright and shiny.
Are you saying it's a space side?
No, it's not a space side. It's got really fun for all of a sudden. I don't really know why. It is lemony citrus. It's butter. It's bright and shiny, kind of brittle.
Yeah. I would bet money this is Irish.
There's a little slight dusty grassy note, like dry grass.
All those things. I'm getting some green apple and a little bit of coconut, actually.
Yeah, I could see the coconut.
Mm-hmm. And then the butter note. The butter note. How do you have this butter note?
It's a bit soapy. It's got this weird kind of clingy soapy note to the back end.
Whoa. That is?
But it is... It does still have everything that you got in the nose. It still shows up in the taste almost exactly, with the exception of the subtle grass and coconut is gone.
Well, with the exception of that butter still being butter, but it's a soapy butter.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Soapy? That's the first thing that pops in your head.
Mm. And not super, super old.
Mm. Well, you'd be surprised.
Son of a bitch. This is so light and bright. This doesn't have those really deep, dark, heavier, even woody flavors that I would expect from something with any meaningful amount of age. I'm weird.
So this was a distillery founded in 1810 by Daniel McFarlane in Glasgow, which makes it a lowland Scotch. However, it is a single grain.
Glasgow, Scotland.
It's a single grain, not a malt. So that means that this is a column still distilled spirit instead of a pot still distilled spirit, which makes it more like Irish, like the column stilled Irish whiskeys, like the Jameson budgets and the. There is a butter note to this, and it would absolutely take you down the path of Irish whiskey.
Now you said lowland.
It's lowland single grain Port Dundas, and this is 18 years old. Now,
Shut your face, 18 years old.
It's 18 years old. This is a distillery that Diageo bought and then closed it down. And then because no one figured out what to do with it, they ended up just wiping it out.
So they didn't even turn it into a workhorse.
They didn't even turn it into a workhorse. They moved all their grain production to Cameron Bridge and North British for their grain stuff.
It's kind of like what EA does to game developers.
Buy them, then shut them down.
Right. Buy them, milk them for talent, then shut that down. What are the stereotypical notes that you're going to get from a lowland whiskey, from a lowland Scotch?
Well, okay, so more traditionally in my brain, Auchentoshan stands for more of the lowland stuff.
Okay.
And it's more oily. A little more of that light citrus, often unpeated.
Okay.
I think Auchentoshan is triple distilled, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And
so how many distillers are in lowland?
Not very many. There was at one time there was a dozen or so.
Could it be like the relatively low 43% proof that is preventing me from finding a depth to the flavors that I would expect from something that is 18 years old?
Yeah, I think they proofed it down kind of quickly. I don't know.
Because
it's hard to know, but there is this weird soapy note that sort of shows up in there.
I'm not getting the depth and the character that I would expect from an 18-year-old Scotch.
Yeah, me either. I mean, all day, I would have put this at a budget Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
Blind tasting, I would have put it up against budget Irish.
No, there is some nice fruity notes. Like I was saying, like a pear and green apple and some butter. Not budget, not like the lowest of the low budget, but you're dipping it up into like the 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
30s and 40s, and you can find some stuff that's comparable to this. That's
I buy that.
Not 18 years old, but in terms of just enjoyment level, that's where I'm at.
Bell's, J&B, Johnny Walker, White Horse, and VAT 69, all those budget Scotch blends, that's what most of Port Dundas went into. The Diageo's budget blends. Now,
almost a metallic note that's on top of everything.
This is a new thing. Are you ready?
That makes it feel like it's more of a budget than it is.
Martin Brescia.
Martin Brescia!
Wait, because there's a thing. He didn't donate this. He donated... There's been a group of people that we're going to go through this week who donated money because they couldn't figure out how to send us whiskey.
Very nice.
And they said, find something you like for this amount of money.
Sure.
Martin Brescia.
Martin Brescia, you magnificent bastard!
It's like bastard in stereo.
And
comments?
I got your comments. Here's some Jimmy Leg.
Oh, you'll like this one.
So this is a quote. So Brooklotic is Speyside, said Rex Williams in November 2018. Yeah, Brooklotic is Speyside. Monkeys are reptiles, footballs are made of unicorn hide, and Brooklotic is Speyside. And I think you even added in, don't even fucking care. Which I did. Because I don't care. You're an inspiration to us all, is what it is.
This is from Jimmy Leg. You're an inspiration to us all, Rex.
No,
and then someone else replied to him going, calm down, man, it's just a whiskey channel.
No, Jimmy
because
Leg.
they obviously don't know Jimmy Leg.
He's just ball busting here.
Comment I would like to reply to that's not on here.
Okay.
So Eric Waite, who by the way
sent
us gifts.
I know Eric.
I like Eric because very, very early on, Eric said, who told you guys you could certify people? Because Eric is a wine sommelier.
Yes, he is. I've actually seen.
And he works very hard at it.
I've actually seen some of his videos. He is serious into the scene, man.
He's very serious.
Yes.
And then I responded, Eric, we did. That's who. Because no one else was going to do it. And we decided to take the term sommelier as a beverage expert.
Yeah.
Eric stuck around and has still considered like Jimmy to offer his opinion on like, well, guys, I don't know. And sometimes been gracious about like, oh, that was a really good review, actually.
Yeah.
He mailed us these. This one's for you.
Oh, nice.
You ready?
Yeah.
That's you.
Magnificent bastard extraordinaire. Thanks for all you do for the tribe. Cheers, Eric White. Cheers.
This is coin. You got coin 15. I have coin 16.
Nice.
I actually called him because when he sent this, he sent us his business card.
Yeah.
So I called him. We chatted for a while, and then the next day we did the moonshine, or the next week we did the moonshine video. Hey, he also said, by the way, he talked to one of his wine experts. I can't remember the guy's name. He's going blank in my head right now.
Right.
Anyway, one of the dudes of all wine sommeliers, the dudes.
The dude.
And he said, what do you think about people using the term sommelier for other beverages?
Right.
And the guy said, well, as long as they're not serving wine, who cares?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, okay, fair enough. But Eric asked this question on Saturday's episode.
Right.
Do you have a problem with people calling New Make whiskey? No, I don't, but for very different reasons than you probably think. One is marketing, and the other is that can technically be a legal classification. And I am not going to have a problem with anybody creating something that meets a legal classification.
Yeah.
Now, by law, if it says whiskey, it has to say how old it is, even if it just barely touched oak wood.
Yeah.
So if you have whiskey on there, the word whiskey, and you don't have an age statement, then you're now illegal.
Okay.
And that I have a problem with.
Okay.
Right? Now, I think I understand the spirit of Eric's question, which is, that's not whiskey. This is whiskey. It's aged. It's nuanced. It's got barrel interaction. So why would you ever even deign to call these things whiskey?
Right.
Well, I would say as a distillery owner, I think it's a wise idea, like Still Austin, to call your new make whiskey if your intention is to head down the path of making whiskey, because you are branding in everyone's mind that you are a whiskey distillery.
With the asterisk that you're being very, very clear about why you are calling that whiskey,
Right.
and it doesn't fall outside of the boundaries of what is legally classified.
Absolutely. Don't lie.
Right.
Be legal. But if you're doing that, I think it would be foolish to simply open a brand new distillery and avoid calling yourself whiskey until 2 years later, and then try to rebrand as a whiskey distillery.
Right.
That's a horrible idea.
So I had this idea for our new make, which got shot down by everybody else.
Everybody
else. It's like,
everybody.
Well, what do we call our new make? Because it's kind of boring. And if people aren't really deeply into whiskey, they don't know what new make is.
Yeah.
And the moonshine is like, it's not really the thing we want to be associated with. What about fetal whiskey?
Oh God, it's so bad. It's so gross. It's just across.
Can't imagine why that got shot down.
Anyway, so yeah, that's just a horrible name for moonshine, which is why we're never going to call anything whiskey or anything for that matter, because that's disgusting. You're a horrible person. You should feel bad.
I'm just saying, maybe something's called whiskey.
I think that's a good way to end. By the way, the water changed this 0.
So the finish that some people complain about with Jameson, that kind of bright,
Metallic.
shiny metallic stuff, this has that.
It definitely has that.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it feels like it went slightly soapy in the bottle or something.
I forget.
Even though it's brand new.
I need something to toast with.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
Here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
If you fight, may you fight for a friend.
You steal, may you steal, lovers.
And if you drink, may you drink with us.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in the Whiskey Vault. Don't forget to throw in a like, hit that subscribe button on the bottom right, and drop a question or comment down below.